And hi everybody, welcome into the Hempfield High School. We are ready to go on this first Saturday in February, first day of February. We're ready to go. The Hempfield Black Knights and the Pottstown Trojans ready to square off in a non-league matchup today in Landisville. First of a rare boys-girls doubleheader today, as the girls will have their senior night game later. But the Hempfield Black Knights boys team on a 6-game losing skid, trying to snap that here today in their penultimate game of the season. For Pottstown, they're coming in 8-13, so neither of these teams are going to make playoffs, but we'll see how they do. We'll get introduced to the starting lineups and national anthems here first, and then I'll bring in my partner tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, for this game here in Landisville.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hempfield High School.
Going to be a fun one. We'll see if the Black Knights, they have played a lot of teams very close, very tight this season, even though their record may not indicate it. For Pottstown, first starter is Donovan Towson, the senior. Darius Smallwood, the junior, 5'6", or 6'5". Trey Bass.
Number 5, junior
Corey Cotman.
And junior number 23, Jaziel Watson.
And Jaziel Watson. Those are the starters for the Pottstown Trojans.
And for the Hempfield Black Knights,
And now let's get ready for the Black Knight starters.
senior number 4, Will Hessinger.
Will Hessinger. These guys all playing their final game in the Buchanan Gymnasium. The seniors, that is. Ryan Hilton, junior, leading scorer on the team. Connor Axe, the sharpshooter. One of the best in Section 1 when it comes to shooting threes. Connor Elslager, trying to bounce back after a bad performance against E-Town on Thursday. And Daniel Sears, the junior, up front. And now we will go for the national anthem here in Landisville.
Can we all please rise and gentlemen remove your hats for playing on our national anthem.
All right, for the first time in HSD TV 7 sports history, I don't have a male to the left of me. I have a female to the left of me, making her HSD TV 7 sports debut, Eleanor Deeg. Glad to be with us tonight, or this afternoon, and Connor Sensenig is our producer. All right, Eleanor, this Hempfield boys team, we know it's been a rough season as far as the record goes, but when you look at the schedule, a lot of their games have been very close losses, and this Pottstown team doesn't come in with a very good record, so you think this is a good opportunity for Hempfield to win tonight.
Yeah, I would say that they have had a tough season, even though the record doesn't really show how close the games were. But I think this game is a pretty even matchup, and it just kind of gives the boys a chance to finish off the season strong.
Pottstown coming in a long trip from the road. They play all the way in District 1. That's the same district we saw Lower Marion in the holiday tournament earlier this year. But Pottstown gets the opening tip-off. It's Towson taking it back to Corey Cotman, and they'll get it across for the first time tonight. Trojans will go to work. 2 Trojans coming in for Hempfield tonight. The Chambersburg Trojans and the Pottstown Trojans, and there's a nice steal by Ryan Hilton. And all the way down court, here's Axe, and he is called for a travel. Eleanor, Connor Axe has had an awesome season shooting 3. He's second in Section 1 in three-pointers scored, and that's with missing 3 games with an injury. You got to think if they can get him going from beyond the arc tonight, this Hempfield offense could be tough to stop. We'll see if they can keep it going. As it's Towson. Inside and off the hands. Getting back on it there was Watson, but he was out of bounds, so Hempfield gets it back here. Scoreless first 36 seconds in Landisville. Hessinger, one of 3 seniors on the court right now. Across to Axe, Hessinger, Sears, one of the 2 juniors, along with Hilton. Elslager inside Sears. Hilton thought about shooting from 3. Instead, he'll dish to Hessinger. He'll take the shot, and it'll bounce off the rim, but Sears is there for the putback to get Hempfield on the board. And Eleanor, we've seen that all season. Daniel Sears down at the rim as the big man up front. Just great for those second chance points. Have to wait and see now if he can keep it going, as we got a foul there called on Corey Cotman. And he'll come to the line shooting 2 with an opportunity to tie it. Cotman will make the first one. And number 2 will go down the pipe as well. So 2-2 early on here. This Hempfield defense, or this Hempfield offense, really, we know them as more of a passing team. They're not the type of team that'll put up a lot of points. They like to play good defense and good complementary offense off of that. But with all the high-powered offenses they've played, they really haven't gotten a chance to make that strategy work in the past couple of games. So you wonder how their philosophy might change here tonight. Elslager off the mark, but Sears again. And that one just bounces out of the rim. Daniel Sears trying for another bucket here early on and couldn't get it that time. To go down as it's Towson across to Watson. Towson, he will take a shot from 3 and he will get it. First made 3 of the night from Donathan Towson, the 6'2 senior. Hempfield has struggled against a full court press this season, but that's not what Pottstown's running right here. But Hessinger still gets tripped up there trying to get it on the way up, as it was Trey Bass, the other number 4, on him. What have you seen that you like so far from these two teams for the first 2 minutes?
I would say that overall Hempfield is a pretty methodical team. The way they play, it is a lot of passing. But I think with it being their last home game, they kind of want to leave it all on the floor and maybe play a little bit more aggressive tonight.
Yeah. Especially the seniors who, it seems like for the seniors on this team, as Elslager missed, they've either been hurt in the case of Elslager and Axe and Wilkinson, or they just haven't played very well. And it's been a lot of the juniors and even sophomores who have had to step up and lead the team at times. Here's Hilton, one of those juniors, getting to the basket. But you know, Eleanor, these seniors, with all of them back healthy, they want to come out tonight and they want to play well. Even though it's not senior night, they know this is their last chance to play varsity basketball in the Buchanan gym. Got another foul there called, looks like a reach-in foul. Well, a holding call actually there on Will Hessinger. That's his second of the game here. So Hessinger already in a little bit of foul trouble. Remember, it's 5 fouls to foul out in high school. Towson. Back to Cotman. Towson looking across, trying to scan and assess his options. He'll pitch it back to Bass. To Cotman, and he'll take a shot from 3. And it's off the front rim. And it's bounced back to Axe. And we'll see what Axe can do. He'll pitch to Hilton. Back to Axe. Trying to maybe set something on the other side. Hessinger, Elslager from just inside, and that one just goes off the rim. It looks like it had a good trajectory to it, but just hit the wrong spot on the bucket. And it keeps Hempfield at a 5-4 deficit, but they get it back off the rebound from Sears, and now it's Hessinger. Across to Hilton. Axe. Hessinger, he will take a shot. And got nothing but nylon on the way down. Will Hessinger, first 3 of the night for Hempfield. That one's across, and Hempfield's got it back with Hessinger. Now it's a 2-point lead, and Axe will shoot right away. And a perfect 3 from Connor Axe. Eleanor, that's number 43 on the season from Axe. That's his specialty. He is not the guy that's going to be on the inside. He is a pure shooter. We have seen that all season long. From, as my friend Ben Marinas likes to call him, the White Mamba. Nice pass, though, inside, and looks like foul going to be called on the way there. So the N1 to come for Bass. Pottstown down 10-7 here early. Off those 2 threes by Hessinger and Axe. Fans trying to make some noise here in Landisville, but it doesn't get to Bass that time as he sinks it 10-8, halfway through the first quarter. Eleanor, I know you weren't here for this for the E-Town game that we did on Thursday, as Axe takes another deep three, and he got it again, and that was way beyond the arc. As Hilton kicks in front of that one, Axe had 7 threes against Cedar Crest. Pretty insane what he's been able to do this season in that department, but for E-Town, when Hempfield played E-Town earlier in the week, Hempfield got off to a very fast start. They just simply could not hang with Elizabethtown offense as they put up 73 points in the win. So far, it looks like they've done a much better job of shutting down Pottstown at this point. Inside. And it's getting the bucket and off the mark there was Towson. Hessinger open. Axe, he'll try again. For the 3rd time tonight, Connor Axe. I keep saying tonight, it's this afternoon. There's no climate in here to tell what time of day it is, though, anyway. But it doesn't matter for Connor Axe right now. It's his 3rd three of the first quarter. As Cotman gets 2. Not as much offense as we've seen from Hempfield all season in this first quarter. He's going to try again. He's going to get it again. Oh, man. Well, Eleanor, I think it's pretty obvious to see who the biggest playmaker for Hempfield's been so far, right? Man, oh man. So if you're Pottstown, how can you adjust to that right now? I mean, Connor Axe is getting all these open looks. He's taking them. What do the Trojans have to do to kind of try and shut him down a little bit? I mean, they might even need a double team, then they definitely need to watch him more. They know he's going to make those threes. He's had so many this season, and even in just this game, he's definitely the one to watch. Yeah, no doubt about it. And it's funny for Axe, there's some nights where, sure, he'll make 2 or 3 threes, but he'll also miss maybe 4 or 5, and that was the case against E-Town, but so far, he has been perfect. 4 for 4 in this one. He's feeling himself tonight. He's got as many points to match his jersey number right now. 12 of Hempfield's 19 points with 2:16 to go in the first quarter. As I've said, a lot of offense for this Black Knights team. Their season high in terms of points scored is 74, but that was in the very first game of the season against Prairie Charter. They've got a chance to gun for that tonight, as it's Towson for 2. He's Pottstown's leading scorer to this point, has 5. Hessinger, Axe, is he going to try again? No, he'll pass it up and pass inside to Sears, who will back in. And off the mark goes Daniel Sears, and right there for the rebound is Robert Burris. First time we see the junior in tonight. Towson. Inside, blanketed by both Axe and Hilton. Now the Trojans will work back outside. And you wonder who maybe their 3-point shooter could be to compensate for Connor Axe. As it's Burris. Cross to Bass, and inside, picked off by Ryan Hilton. And now Hilton going to try and go all the way down the court and try to get the strong finish, but couldn't do it over Towson, who had nice coverage on the back end to stay with him. Now they'll try the 3 again. And getting it is Towson, his 2nd of the game. 19-15, Hempfield over Pottstown, but wide open, and going for the block there, Elslinger was fouled by Burris, who was trying to get down court in a hurry and have what would have been a great block if it wasn't a foul. Instead, it'll send Elslinger to the line shooting 2. Elslinger 63% from the line so far this season. And not able to connect on that one. Gage Sibley will sub in for Pottstown. And Elslinger makes that one. 20 points in this first quarter for the Black Knights, still with about 45 seconds left to play. Inside, Towson will try to make a move, and Hilton gets there for the block. Ryan Hilton was having none of that one, and now Hessinger gets to him off the fast break and puts it through. That sequence of plays was all the junior there. Ryan Hilton came into this night averaging just under 11 points a game. Only his 4th of the game so far. And now he gets that one back. Hilton will get to the bucket despite the attempted block, and the N1 to come. as Towson tried to smother the ball there off of Hilton, but just was a little too far behind, and instead it's an opportunity for a three-point play for Ryan Hilton. And we'll see Sam Bennett, the junior, come in for Will Hessinger with 14.7 seconds to go in the quarter. This Hempfield offense is firing on all cylinders right now. And Hilton continues. 25-15. Knights over Trojans. And now, see if Pottstown, if they hold for one last shot here, they'll get it out to Burris, and he will have it. And that is going to be how the quarter comes to an end off the last second desperation heat by Ryan Hilton. 25-18 the score after one. A lot of offense, Eleanor. That's not really something we're used to seeing from Hempfield, but tonight we talked about this could be an opportunity and for Hempfield to kind of take advantage of Pottstown's weaknesses, and so far they're doing just that. So what is the adjustment now? Obviously Hempfield, they've had a great start, but you start to wonder if Axe starts to cool down, who else can they turn to? Hilton's been great defensively, so what's their strategy entering quarter number 2?
I think they just have to be able to keep the energy up, keep the momentum up. They're definitely being more aggressive on both offense and defense, and they just need to keep it going. They can't slow down now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Meanwhile, for Pottstown, they've just looked frustrated at times. Sure, they've gotten some open shots off, but they've also had a lot of turnovers in that first quarter. You got to think that's something that the Trojans will need to clean up here. 25-18, 43 points in the first quarter, which for high school basketball wouldn't be too crazy, but for this Hempfield team, as we know, they like to take a lot of clock off and then make you have to take advantage of your offensive possessions. So we're just not used to seeing quite this many points scored from the Hempfield side. Alrighty, and Axe on the inbound to Bennett. Bennett will take it up. Inside, nice job there by Sears to corral it and put it through. Of course, the highlight of Dan Sears' junior season was that buzzer-beating putback against Manheim Township. One of Hempfield's 5 wins this season. And he is there on the spot, and now it's Hilton. Makes a man miss. It was Towson who he made miss there on the way to the rim. And Hempfield is starting just as explosive in this second quarter as they did all the first. But able to answer there is Towson. And now he's into double digits. You see Pottstown playing with a little bit more pressure here. Now they let Bennett take it up court. Axe looking back. Hilton. Axe covered. Sears to Elslinger. He will take it from 3 and hits the front rim. Into Towson's hands. Now back to Cotman. Very, very fast-paced game, and Towson's going to try and keep it going, but that one's off the rim, and Axe is right there to mop up. Across to Hilton. And wide open Sears. How did he get that open inside? Somebody lost their man, and Dan Sears made him pay. And it's interesting, I have noticed in the second quarter, although the Pottstown, they have started to cover Connor Axe a little bit more man-on-man, but a consequence of that is it can free up some of those players inside, and we've seen that with Sears so far. As it's Sibley out to Burris. And looks like a foul call, off-ball foul there called. It's on Cotman, and that'll give it back to Hempfield. Bennett will take it up. And now this is the time when you're playing from ahead, maybe for Hempfield. I would say you want to slow it down a little bit, but when you have so much momentum going, is that something you really want to do? Sears can't get that bucket to fall. And Sibley taken up. Lost a little bit of control, but stays with it. And out, Burris, driving, Towson will get over Hilton and get fouled on the way. So for Hempfield right now, we're seeing the strategy. You got to stop number 1. That's been their best player for Pottstown to this point, as he accounts for 50% of their points. Hilton's first foul of the game. And Towson is good. And we'll see how number 2 goes. And got it. So looks like we'll see Bass come back in Cotman's favor after the 2 made free throws by Pottstown, and now Bennett will take it up again. Working, Elslager, and Axe gonna try it again, and that time finally off the mark. Took him till 5:33 in the second quarter, but he finally can't get one to go. And then getting it back, and looks like Sears is gonna get called for a foul there, maybe a smart foul in transition. Although one thing we've seen with Sears a lot this season, he's been in foul trouble in a lot of these games. That can be tough when you're playing up front because you got to get aggressive and physical. But there have been times where Sears has struggled with that. Interesting, we've only seen 6 players in for Hempfield so far, not the large rotation we're used to, and now Sears is going to get called for another foul, that time a shooting foul. That will send Bass to the net. And he will get it. Pottstown cuts it to 8. And now we'll see Brandon Hagel come in. Hagel's been a guy that's had a pretty impressive season to this point, coming off the bench for a lot of the games. But he's still Hempfield's 4th leading scorer to this point. Just under the 100-point threshold. And it's Axe, up to Bennett. Inside, Hagel, Axe, across. Open is Hilton, he'll pass it up and instead go to Bennett, who goes inside to Elslager, who will work back outside to Bennett. Wide open is Hilton, but he'll pass it up to try and drive, and he'll get the 2. Trying to draw the foul there on the other end was Sibylle, but refs don't give it to him. And Hilton's in double digits now. And gives it away to Elslager. Back to Hagel. Bennett inside. Hagel. He will connect from 3. Or try to connect from 3. Called the shot there a little soon. Couldn't quite make it, but he now 0 for 1 on night. He's had a good season shooting from 3, though, so we can expect him, if he gets more opportunities, to maybe get that one going. Working. Across the perimeter is Pottstown. The amount of offense we've seen has made this somewhat of a slow-paced game. We're just now cresting to the halfway mark of the second quarter as a travel is called there on Sibylle. Axe, back to Bennett. Looks like Pottstown coming up in a bit of a zone look, and Bennett's got to be careful to get it out there in 10 seconds to avoid a violation. Here's Axe, across, Bennett, Hilton, and this time he'll load up and get it. Hilton for 3 now becomes Hempfield's leading scorer on the afternoon. His 14th point. And Hempfield looking like Cedar Crest and McCaskey with the amount of offense they've got right now. And now Hilton wide open on the other end. That was way too easy for Ryan Hilton. And Pottstown will take another timeout off of that defensive breakdown. You know, Eleanor, I want your input on this. For Hempfield, it's going to be so interesting moving forward. You know, they've got a young core around them, a lot of juniors and some sophomores and freshmen in there. So this is a team that, although they weren't very successful this year, I think when you're a senior next year and when some of these other players are seniors, they could definitely have a lot more of an impact in Section 1, don't you think?
Yeah, I would definitely say just by watching some of the juniors on this team that start and are have a really big impact, especially Hilton, I would say they're more aggressive, and you might see a more aggressive gameplay next season.
Yeah. Have to wait and see. We won't be here for that, but you might be, so you will be. So it's gonna be fun to see how this team progresses. I know, you know, obviously all these seniors, I know they wanted to go out better, and they don't they wish their season didn't have to end next Tuesday against McCaskey, but they're aware of that, and now they just want to try and finish strong. And as we mentioned, try and break this 6-game losing skid that they're on, which they're in position to do right now as they're in command over Pottstown. Still, though, in the second quarter. And with the amount of offense we've seen in this game, I don't think a 14-point lead is safe at this point. And it's Bass out to Sibley, and it goes off of Burris there. Elslinger's there to mop up, and now Bennett will get to the rim. He won't make it, but he will keep it in bounds over to Hilton. Nice play by Sam Bennett. And now Hilton will drive, and looks like that one's going to get waved off. As there was a foul call there before the shot got off. Non-shooting foul there called on Sibley. And Huey Pohl comes in for Hempfield. Crowd favorite is Pohl. We'll see what he can get going tonight. Axe looking. It's like a mid-range shot. That goes off the mark, and then Hagel just tries to swat it back in there, and it almost works. There's that aggressiveness and creativity we're talking about, Eleanor. And with the N1 to come now is Bass on the other side, and now Pottstown is in the bonus, as that's Hempfield's 7th foul of the game committed on Huey Pohl. And it will go. 38-27 is the score, with 2:26 to go in what has been a very explosive first half in Landisville. Hilton to Hagel. Will look. That's another part of Hagel's game. He can make some people miss. Axe will try it again, and he will get it again. 5 of 6 on the night, and Axe is gunning for a record, I think, right now, as far as three-pointers. I remember when Austin Groff was here over winter break, he was with us for the Lower Marion game, and he told us that the three-point record was held by Eli Washington. There's a nice finish by Towson. It was either 6 or 7 threes, I don't remember. So Axe had 7 early in the season. That may have either tied or broken it, but Axe is looking to leave no doubt here, as he's had 5 in the game so far. And almost makes you wonder. I know he missed 3 games with injury. You can't help but wonder maybe how different this season would be if Axe had been healthy for those games. He missed the lower tournament. He missed the holiday tournament as well as the game that preceded that. Pohl gets the rebound there. And now Hempfield. Bennett will take it up slowly, get everyone set up to play. Try and direct some traffic, get out to Hagel. Finds Axe. He'll try again. He will get it again. My goodness. What a game from Connor Axe. He just can't miss right now, Eleanor. It's crazy. 6 of 7 from 3. Towson gets it out to Burris, who says, all right, I can do that too. And down to the final couple seconds here, 32 seconds and counting to go. And we'll see if Hempfield holds here or tries to make some more offense happen, already with 44 points. But they also have given up 32 to Pottstown, so offense has been the theme of this game, and Axe gets it across to Pohl. Keep an eye on the clock, and he is fouled. Holding call there on Cotton, which stops the clock with 15 seconds to go. And Pohl will look. He'll get it across to Hilton. To Pohl, to Hilton. Coming to the end. Bennett. 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Inside. Gives it away, and now a last second heave. It's going to be too little too late, as Burris was open, but the pass took a little too long to get there, and that's how half number 1 will come to an end. 44-32. A lot of scoring in this one on both sides, especially from the Knights. They enter halftime with the lead. Eleanor and I will be back on the other side to start the third quarter and break down what we saw in this first half. But for her, my producer Connor Sensenig, I'm Kasey Kreider. We'll be back in just a little bit here for half number 2 of action from Landisville. And hi everybody, welcome back to Hempfield. We're ready to go for half number 2 here. The Black Knights taking on Pottstown, and got off to a heck of a start in half number 1. 44 points on the board from Hempfield, 32 from Pottstown. Eleanor, the story of the first half, Connor Axe just simply could not be stopped shooting beyond the arc. He was 6 of 7, and he might be chasing a record here tonight. He had 7 3-pointers early in the year against Cedar Crest, and he's got 6 in the first half so far. He has been the story. Can Pottstown shut him down in the second half is going to be the big question.
I think Connor definitely knows what he's good at, and he knows his place, and he definitely knows how to contribute to this team.
Yeah, and he's just found ways to get open. We've seen a lot of defensive lapses so far in this game from Pottstown at times, and that's allowed them to get open. Hempfield, granted, has not played great defensively. They've now allowed 34 points, but they have had some crucial turnovers and takeaways. The one bright spot for Pottstown so far has been Donovan Towson, the senior, who's got now 16 points after his opening third quarter bucket. Here's Hilton, and he'll do his best Connor Axe impression, but it's off the mark. Off the front rim, and now off the fast break points. Got a blocking foul there called. And Pottstown will come to the line here. It'll be Robert Burris, the junior, ready to shoot. And so, Eleanor, that's what's so interesting about this game. I mean, Pottstown, we've seen a lot of offense from them, so they can definitely erase this deficit. They just have to get some stops.
Yeah, their defense is definitely lacking, and Hempfield's definitely taken advantage of that. They've been way more aggressive on offense than we've seen so far this season.
Burris connects on both the free throws. So we now have 80 points on the board here, just 45 seconds into the third quarter. Hessinger to Elslinger, Hilton, and Axe to Hessinger, and looks like he got another off-ball foul here. And it's called on Axe, so that'll give it back to Pottstown. His second of the game, team's second of the half. That was the one struggle for Hempfield in the first half. They got Pottstown into the bonus with a little too many fouls. Didn't really hurt him too much, but something you got to keep in mind, especially if Pottstown can keep this close coming down to the end. This is Towson. Out to Bass, to Cotman. They'll try to make some moves, get over Hessinger, and Axe punches it away. Back to Towson, who then loses it. It's Hessinger. Cross to Hilton, and Burris going for the block, and that time he got it. Foul is called, but what a block by Robert Burris.
Pottstown foul, number 0.
To at least save the 2 points and make Hilton have to work for him now from the free throw line. Hilton entered the night 69% from the line. He's got 16 points so far tonight, and it will stay 16 after he misses that one. And Hilton will connect on number 2 as well. 45-36. Pottstown keeping the tempo, keeping the aggressiveness and energy up right now. As they know, this is a shootout, and maybe the only way to erase this deficit is get some fast buckets here, either from inside or outside the arc. Working the top of the key right now is Cotman, with Hessinger on him. Gets it across to Bass. Burris. Over to Smallwood, Darius Smallwood, first time we see him in the game to start this second half. And it's Sears there for the block, but he is called for the foul, as Sears tried to bend Corey Cotman over backwards there, trying to get the ball back, but couldn't quite do it without drawing a foul. And again for Sears, that's his third foul of the game now. Gotta be careful, don't want to foul out here. If they do, expect to see more of Davon Edmund Green, who we did not see in that first half, but we've seen him come in at times in spells for Sears. Pottstown's been great from the line tonight so far. And that's what's kept them in it to this point. 7-point deficit now. Elslinger to Hilton. Back to Axe. Hessinger will step back and fire from the line, and it's off the mark. Sears can't get it. Instead, it's Towson bringing it up. And Towson driving, and he is fouled on the way there. Not going to be a shooting foul, doesn't look like, but... Actually, no, it will be a shooting foul. My apologies. Towson will come to the line. Try and add to that total. It's Hilton called on the foul there. And Hempfield, 4 early fouls in this third quarter. And Pottstown making them pay right now from the line. This to cut it to 5. And he got it. All right. So offensively, Hempfield has come out maybe a little lackadaisical so far in this second half. They've only scored 1 point since the break, while Pottstown has had 8.
You know, Kasey, I would say that this lackadaisical gameplay has definitely come from the fact that Hempfield's playing not their usual methodical gameplay. And it's getting a little uncomfortable for them.
That's true, and with that in mind, the experienced veteran head coach Danny Walk will take a timeout to try and settle his team down a little bit. They've committed some early fouls and haven't gotten much going through the first 2:44 of this third quarter, but they still have time to change that. For Pottstown, though, that's probably exactly the way they wanted to come out off the, they're coming out of the locker room. They came out fast offensively. They've forced Hempfield into some fouls, and now here they are, deficits back to 5 points. So
Hempfield's either going to need to make them play the game they want to play, which is just methodical and taking high percentage shots, or they're going to need to speed up and play the Pottstown game.
Yeah. We saw a lot of the Pottstown game in the first half, and we'll see if we continue to see that here. And Hempfield will start with the ball here, coming out of the timeout. Hessinger will inbound it. And Hessinger got to be careful, get it out. Sears, there's a fight for it. And it's going to go out off of Elslinger, looks like, so Pottstown will get it right back. And now Elslinger may be hurt. Oh, man, this is tough to see. And the reason why is because if you remember in the first game that we did against Ephrata, Elslinger hurt his ankle, had a high ankle sprain in that game that forced him out for about half a dozen games, and now it looks like he may have hurt that same ankle, though he's able to put some weight on it, though, thankfully, which is good to see for Elslinger. We talked about how that ankle might have been bothering him at times, even though he has come back to play. Had a brace on it. And now they will check him out on the sideline and see how severe the injury might be. Good to see him, though, able to walk off under his own power and at least be able to put some weight on it. Hempfield does keep the ball. As it's Hessinger inside to Sears. And looks like a foul is called there on Smallwood.
Pottstown foul Smallwood. His first, team second.
Brandon Hagel's the guy who came in Elslinger's place as they check him out on the sideline, and Hagel gets it jostled away, but Hessinger gets it back, and now Hilton thought he will drive and try to get to the bucket and get fouled. So nice possession there. Nice fake job by Hilton. We've seen that a lot. Hilton has gone up, tried to fake the shot, and then tried to drive inside, and it's either gotten him to the bucket or it's gotten him to the line on a lot of occasions.
He's definitely not afraid to shoot. He's definitely not afraid to take it in.
Yeah. I tell you, the most offense in terms of points scored we've seen this season from Hempfield was Axe's 24 against Cedar Crest. But both Ryan Hilton and Connor Axe have 18 points so far in this one, so they've got a chance to break that threshold here tonight, or this afternoon, as it is Towson. I keep saying tonight, we'll just act like it's nighttime, even though it's not. Pretty close, I guess, about 3 o'clock. Burris gets it across Smallwood, back to Cotman. And driving, Towson gets it jostled away from him. And now shot doesn't go, but the rebound, second chance points, and it's Smallwood who is fouled on his way to the bucket.
Hempfield foul for 12 counteract.
And that is called on Axe. So now Axe, his third foul. Hempfield has to be careful here. 3 of the 5 players on court right now for Hempfield have 3 fouls in the game. And first shot goes. He'll have one more to come. Smallwood gets on the board. And that one doesn't go. Hessinger there for the rebound. 5-point game. Hilton wide open. Trying to keep it in though. Axe hangs onto it, and he sinks another 3. That was a little more unconventional, but it paid off. And now he's got 7 threes in the game so far, and we're not even to the 4th quarter yet. I think Axe is hungry for more. He is up to 49 on the season. And that one doesn't go. It's Hagel on the other end. Hessinger, he will take a shot. And that one's off the mark. And now it's a track meet. As inside. That one is blocked away. Hessinger there. Try to corral it. And Pottstown will keep, or Hempfield will now have possession. As the foul is called on Smallwood, his second. Hessinger. Taking it out there. Inside, Sears wide open, gets there. Daniel Sears puts the advantage back to double digits for Hempfield. And you hear Coach Walk yelling, gotta get a stop here. Hempfield has got this momentum back now that they had for most of the first half. Now, looks like a travel is called there. I'm not sure if it was a travel or a foul, but either way, it's Hempfield's ball. Axe back to Hessinger. Hessinger. Axe. He will try again. That time it's short. Can't hit them all. Can't hit them all if you're Connor Axe. And now he thinks he's trying to plead to the refs, say it might have gone off out of a Pottstown player. It did not. At least that's not what the refs call. He's trying to make up for it, get in there on the defensive end on Bass, but couldn't cut it off in bounds. Bass out. Open is Burris as they try to work outside. Now it's Towson driving, cannot get it, but getting the rebound. Nice job by Bass to get him into double digits. Hessinger coming to the end of the third to Hilton. Axe, is he going to load up again? No, he will go to Hessinger. Foul called there on Pottstown. They now each have 5 in this third quarter. Third of the game called on Cotman. And now we will see Sillaby and Watson come back in for the Trojans. Both these teams have gotten themselves in a bit of foul trouble here. Perhaps set up for the 4th quarter. Hagel will not quite get there, but Sears in the paint. That one spins off. And it's Burris who got it deflected by Hilton, but still able to get on top of it was Jaziel Watson. Simile hangs onto it. Out to Bass. Towson will take a mid-range shot from the elbow and get it to cut the deficit back to 6. Axe will have no hesitation in that time. It's off the mark. So Axe, who had hit 7 of his first 8, now 0 for 2 on the last ones, didn't even get rim. But the old saying goes, shooter gonna shoot. And Axe has been shooting tonight, and we'll see if he can get the groove back. as there's a fight for it. Sibley gets back on top of it, and now Hagel is called, looks like for a foul there as he was trying to take the charge, I believe. And instead is called for his first foul of the game. Hagel got knocked to the ground there. Now it's Towson. That one bounces through. I don't have the stats as far as what Pottstown shooting from the line tonight must be, but it's got to be like 15 to 16 or something like that. I mean, it seems like they're making every shot from the line tonight, and they've cut it to 4 now. So Hempfield, they've been in control. They've been in the lead for a lot of this game, but Pottstown is continuing to apply the pressure as Sears in a fight for it there with Burris. Got to give a lot of credit to Pottstown, though, for staying in it. I mean, they were down double digits at half, and they just continue to keep bringing this one back. Axe got tripped up there. In the meantime, it's Hilton that just spins his way out. He gets the rebound and then is smothered for the foul.
Pottstown foul.
Both teams now have 6 fouls.
Is second, team 6. Hilton shooting 2.
And shooting 2 is Hilton. And it bounces through off a couple doinks. Hilton going for number 20 now on the afternoon. Got it. All right. It's almost been like riding a seesaw this game. Very kind of teeter-tottering the momentum of this third quarter. At times Pottstown's had it, at times Hempfield's had it. As we come to the final minute now, inside 40 seconds, we wonder what Pottstown's going to do here. As they try to go ahead and set up maybe a last shot. Hempfield looks content to give it to him. Essinger's making him respect it, though. Let's see. Looks like Pottstown's going to try to lull him to sleep. Now it's a 3, and he got it by Towson. That does give Hempfield time, though. They got it down quickly. 5-4. Hilton drives and gets tripped up with 2.8 seconds to go. So Pottstown's strategy was almost perfect to try and wait for the last shot. But that foul with 2.8 seconds to go puts Hempfield in the bonus now, and Hilton will shoot 1 and 1. Off the front rim, but putting it back is Hagel. And well, that was probably behind, or after the horn anyway, but Hagel does a nice job just sticking it back in there, kind of almost similar to what we saw before, where he just kind of tried to set it in there, almost like a volleyball, and it paid off that time, 55-50. And all right, Eleanor, let's start with Pottstown. Entering this final 8-minute frame, what are the adjustments they need to make here to try and get a come-from-behind victory?
I think they definitely need to speed it up. They need to get back in the game. They've stayed pretty close to Hempfield the entire game, but now they really need to pick it up if they want to get ahead.
Yeah. Then for Hempfield, I mean, at times we've seen a lot of the time it's been a lot of great offense and some pretty good defense, but they've also given up their share of points. Towson's got 25 on the game so far, and Pottstown's put up 50. So what's the mindset for them here entering this final 8-minute quarter?
They can't slow down. I don't think they can lose their energy. This methodical gameplay is not going to work in the final quarter. They really just have to stay aggressive and keep the energy up.
Yeah. And at this point, it has worked. 55-50, looking like an NBA game out here in Landisville with what we've seen so far through 24 minutes of game time. Alrighty. As we mentioned, first of a doubleheader here in Landisville today. The boys will play, and then when they're finished, the girls at 5:30, they will tip off for their senior night game against another non-league but a District 3 opponent in Chambersburg, as they try to continue their momentum, rolling into both league and district playoffs. Obviously, Hempfield will not make playoffs, but they're trying to finish it off here. Their final game, as Sears will take a look, get to Hagel, inside Hilton. And it goes off of Hessinger as he couldn't quite corral it. It looks like Sears might have gotten a bit of a hand in there too. There was a bit of a fight for it, and it got jostled away from Hessinger, and Pottstown's got it back. For Hempfield, their final game of the season will come at McCaskey. McCaskey's played Hempfield once this season. They're the runner-ups in Section 1. They beat the Black Knights 72-55 when they met the first time. Hempfield will try and get one last victory to end out the regular season as Sibley falls there. And we will be at that game. HST TV7 coverage from the final game of the regular season for the boys is for the 6 seniors on this team. It will be their final time playing varsity basketball. And now Pottstown slowing it down a little bit. And now Towson tries to fire off balance and won't get it, with Hilton blanketed on him. Hessinger gets it back to Hilton. And Hempfield goes back to work. Something we haven't seen a lot of in this game, a scoreless first minute and 15 seconds of gameplay here in this fourth quarter. As it's Hilton to Hagel. Looking, Hessinger. Nice bounce pass inside to Sears. Hilton will take a shot from 3. Off the mark. Hagel there, and he's able to hang on to it, but throws it back into Burris. So nice job by Hagel to get on top of it, keep it from going out of bounds, but unfortunately, Pottstown unable to make something happen, or Hempfield unable to make something happen. Pottstown gets it back and then calls a timeout with 6:18 to go. I feel like we've had a little bit of a chance to breathe now. It doesn't almost feel that way, but you look at the scoreboard, obviously no points in the fourth quarter. But this has been, as we mentioned, a very fast-paced game. Not really what we're used to seeing from Hempfield, but for Pottstown, we will see if they can come back. As I said, I'm trying to think if they've had a lead tonight or this afternoon. It certainly hasn't been since the first quarter, if they have. But they've just kept it close. They've made Hempfield have to earn it here through all 32 minutes. Hempfield's answered the call through the first 26 or so, but let's see if they can finish it off for the last 6:18. Now we're monitoring the injury for Connor Elsliger. He is still in the huddle, still seems to be okay, but we have not seen him on the court, and we'll have to wait and see if we do see him at any other point in this game, or if they'll try and make sure he doesn't aggravate that ankle injury any further. He'll remain on the bench for now. 3 juniors, 2 seniors out there for Hempfield right now. And Towson will inbound it to Sibley. Sibley thinks, and now it's behind, and looks like it went out off a Hempfield player, so that's why there was the lack of urgency there by Bass to chase it. Pottstown will keep possession, and now Bass will inbound it back to Sibley. Pottstown will go to work again. Towson. He has been the guy for Pottstown in this one. 25 points for Donovan Towson, the senior. But now it's Sibley getting to the bucket and cutting it to a 1-possession game. This is Hessinger now, with Sibley on him. In a race up court, Hessinger gets it across. And now Hempfield will go back to work. Under 6 minutes to play. Hagel behind the back. Out to Axe. He will let it fly again, and he's got it again! Number 8 on the night for Connor Axe. That's a new season high for him. And I don't have the official stats, but that's either got to tie or break a record for Hempfield. And we're not done yet. 5:21 to go. Here's Burris. He will load up and fire, and that one's off the mark. Hagel gets it. Hempfield with a tad bit of breathing room now, up by 6 with 5 minutes to go. Hessinger, nice bounce. Sears spins. Hagel trying to lay it up there, and he can't get it. It's Burris taking it back the other way. And now Burris up over Axe. That is a charge called on Connor Axe. Doing it all tonight is the White Mamba. 8 3-pointers and a charge taken to get it back for Hempfield. In all the tributes to Kobe Bryant, we've talked about that Mamba mentality. Something we've heard mentioned a lot. Connor Axe has that tonight. And now he'll inbound it. Way down court. Hilton gets on top of it. Out here playing football right now, it looks like. Hessinger Makes a nice move, but then doesn't get it off the rim. Axe will try for 9, and it's off the mark. Hilton, he'll try again, and got it! And Walk will call timeout. How about that? Wow. Axe with 24, Hilton with 23. They have been carrying the load in this one for Hempfield. And Hempfield's uptown to a 9-point lead. With 4:38 to go. We question whether Hempfield could play this kind of up-tempo style of offense. We hadn't really seen it to this point in the season. I think the answer is yes, they can. And for Pottstown, it's still not over though. I mean, you got 4:38 to go, still a lot of time for Pottstown to still erase this deficit with the amount of offense that we've seen in this game. But what is the key for Pottstown to get back into this, do you think?
They need to make Hempfield more uncomfortable. They need to see how far they can push them, how fast, how aggressive can Hempfield really play. That's going to be the deciding factor.
Yeah. We've seen Pottstown. They've played aggressive all night. That's have both these teams. Pottstown is going to let this thing roll. They're going to try and save some clock. Pretty interesting strategy. There was 4:38 to go. I think I like it. As Pottstown wants to ensure they have as much time to work with at their disposal as possible to deal with this 9-point deficit. But now Hempfield is making them earn it here. And Axe gets in front of it. Can he win the race to it? No, he gets it taken away. As Axe could not quite gain control of it before Cotman got there. And now Cotman trying to take it all the way back the other way, and he is fouled. Foul is on Sears. That is his fourth. It puts Pottstown in the bonus, and Sears is now 1 foul away from fouling out of this game. Cotman off the front rim. So Pottstown has been so good shooting from the line tonight, maybe when they need it the most, they can't get it, at least on the first one. Here's take 2. And it just bounces off the front rim and in. Now Hilton to Axe. And you see Pottstown now running more of a press here, which we haven't seen yet tonight. Can Hempfield break it? They get it across, and they'll get to work. It's Hilton with 4 minutes to play. Out to Hagel. Looking. Hilton. Will get there with the N1. What a job Ryan Hilton has done tonight. Just driving to the rim. And I don't know how many foul shots he's taken tonight, but I think it's got to be in double digits by now. That's just been his prowess. Inside, and he makes and converts the N1. The lead is now 11, and Hempfield is within 10 of a season high. But now, can they mop up on defense? That's the question. Pottstown's got to get to work, down by 11. Inside, Towson driving off the mark for the rebound. Can't get it. And that one will be awarded to Hempfield as it went out off the Pottstown player. Both teams in the bonus. Pottstown gotta force a turnover here. And for Hempfield, now you'll wonder finally, Eleanor, is this when Hempfield finally starts to slow it down a little bit, realizing they've got a double-digit lead and that they can maybe try and drain some clock here. We'll see. Ryan Hilton says, and he is called, or it is Bass called for the foul on Hilton, and Hilton will come to the line again. And that is the 10th now of this half for Pottstown. So now no matter what the foul is, Hempfield is guaranteed at least 2 shots from the line as they try to salt this one away. Hilton, number 27, he might try and break the 30 threshold by the end of the game. And Hilton gets it to go. 66-53. Any hope for Pottstown needs points on this possession. Cotman looking. Hempfield not giving him anything. Towson's been shut down as of late. And he's still shut down. Axe on the rebound. Hilton. Cross to Hagel. Gotta think Walktown to be smart right now as they're fighting for it. Hagel gets back on it, gets it to Hessinger. He will look to make some moves happen. Now it's Hilton across to Axe. Hilton looks, finds Sears. Hempfield is content to pass it around, but they give it back with 2:24 to go. Still a 13-point lead. Cutman inside, nice pass, and it doesn't go. And now the foul is going to be called. And we'll see who it's called on. And if it's on Sears, which it is, he's going to have to come out for the game. So 5th foul of the game for Daniel Sears, and now we will see Connor Elslager back in there. Good to see Elslager, after that injury he suffered in the 3rd quarter, come back in for the final 2:16. Sears' night is over. He'll finish with 8 points. Burris is off the front rim. There's one more to come. As Hempfield tries to ice this one. Got it that time. Back to 12. Axe. Right now, if you're Hempfield, I think you just got to realize if you can possess this ball, you're going to win this game. Even for just 20-second spurts at a time. As it's Hilton, inside, Elslager, Hessinger, across. Hagel, Hilton. Hempfield playing smart. And Hilton gets to the bucket. Draws the foul. And will come to the line for the umpteenth time tonight. It's Burris called on the foul. That's his 4th, so he's in trouble now. But with 1:59 left, I'm not sure it really matters. As Hilton connects on number 1. And this for his 30th point of the game. Got it. What a night, Ryan Hilton. Cotman trying to take it all the way down, and Hagel's there for the rebound. And now, off the fast break, it is Hilton. He will lay it up, and the block does not go. Burris was trying to plaster that thing, but Hilton got to the rim first. And now you got another foul called here. That one is on Hilton, his 3rd, but not sure it really matters at this point. Hempfield has blown this one open in the 4th quarter. Outscoring Pottstown 15-4, now 15-5. As Towson puts it through. Towson's got 26 points on the night, but it's just not going to be enough. That's number 27, 70-56. Now you wonder, Hempfield, they're, as I mentioned earlier, 4 points away from their season high. They don't have to hit that, but we'll see if they do here in their final home game. Maybe Connor Axe's finest hour. 8 threes on the game, and Hilton with 32, which I don't know for sure, but I think if that's not a career high, that's got to be pretty close.
Hilton definitely knows how to draw the fouls, and
yeah,
once he gets them drawn, he knows how to make his shots.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Might as well just keep it going. It's been the theme all night long, Ryan Hilton from the line. If I'd known he was going to make this many, I would have started keeping count earlier, but when I look at the box score later on, I'll have to see. Looks like we're getting ready to see some substitutions here. Alex Wilkinson's going to come in for Connor Axe. Wilkinson's also been on a bit of a bum ankle. Didn't get a chance to play senior night, so it's good to see him get this opportunity. And here comes the crowd, please, for Dylan Mellinger. We saw him against E-Town, lost our minds when he hit a 3, and he will come in, and Ryan Hilton will get a standing ovation. In the final home game of the season, he'll finish with 34 points. Looks like they're getting ready to sub Huey Poland as well, the next opportunity. Wilkinson trying to get tall, couldn't quite do it on Bass. Now Hempfield will take a timeout. And looks like we'll see Hempfield subbing a lot of their seniors with this one well in command. I'm excited to see what these seniors do. Got 73 seconds left to game time here in the Buchanan gym, and I know they all want to go out with a bang.
I think we're going to see the seniors just lay it out all over the floor. They're going to go as hard as they can.
It's going to make for some entertaining basketball here these last minute and 13 seconds, I think. And I wasn't on the play-by-play when D-Mel hit that 3 against E-Town, but if he hits another 3, I can certify you I will lose it again. Here's Pohl to Wilkinson. Back to Hessinger. To Huey. He'll look. He will drive. Pohl's going to try and get all the way to the bucket and put a little too much on it. Inside a minute, Pottstown. Still got their starters in. Towson will go from 3. Off the mark. And that one will go back to Hempfield now. 48.2 seconds to go. And the Knights just trying to send these seniors out with the ovation they deserve here. As Pohl gets it in. Mellinger gets it, shots it away, and then gets it back. Oh man, D-Mel gets it back, sets up Elslager, who can't hit the bucket. But what a steal by Dylan Mellinger. And then Towson, he won't get to the bucket. Wilkinson will get the rebound again. All the way across, D-Mel. Oh, he got it jostled away. Oh, you can see the smile on his face. He was like, man, that's an opportunity to get to the bucket. He couldn't quite do it. Oh, boy. And now let's see what Pottstown does here. Inside 20 seconds, Towson will go from 3 again. He will get it. That'll be his 30th point of the night. But it really doesn't matter at this point. Down to the final few seconds. What will Hempfield do? I think they're just going to be willing to hold this one, take the 72-61 victory. And for the final time from the Buchanan Gymnasium for these 6 seniors and the final time this season, the Black Knights will prevail as they beat the Trojans 72-61. Gonna be a fun one. When we travel to see them Tuesday against McCaskey, they'll have a lot of momentum coming in, no doubt about it. But Eleanor, wow, what an offensive explosion we saw tonight, especially from Ryan Hilton and Connor Axe. What are your final thoughts on the game?
I would say we definitely saw Hempfield play just for probably the first time this season, the most aggressive and fastest game they've played so far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And for Pottstown, obviously, they'll now fall to 8-14. Not 100% sure if they've got any games left. We'll keep an eye on that. But for Hempfield, they will play Tuesday against McCaskey. We will be there. But what a game this was. 72-61, the final score. Black Knights win it. Eleanor, thanks for spending the afternoon with me. And you did a great job tonight, so thanks for helping out. For my colleague Eleanor Deeg, producer Connor Sensenig, I'm Kasey Kreider saying so long from Hempfield, where the Black Knights are victorious in their final home game of the season, 72-61, the final score over the Trojans.